Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, you guys, that means it's time to be quiet just for a sec. We're going to go ahead and get started. I know it's so much fun to see old friends and get caught up, and we'll certainly have a chance to do that afterwards, but wow, what a wonderful crowd. So anyways, welcome to West Metro Fire Rescue's first ever transfer command of their fire chief. For those of you who are able, please join me in standing while the Honor Guard and Colorado Emerald Society post the colors.
Honor Guard, Hut 10, Hut. Carry, colors. 5 Major, on your command. Honor Guard, forward, march. Left, 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 left. All uniformed personnel, present horns. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order, horns. Detail, left, haste. Horns. Left.
Please take your seats.
Left. Left. Left.
My name is Gary Armstrong, and I have the honor of serving as your MC for this afternoon. So what is a transfer of command? It's a time-honored tradition in the fire service that makes a transition in leadership from one officer to the other officer. In the case of a chief, it symbolizes the passing of responsibility, authority, and accountability for the safety of and the service to the community. All that to say, we have a special opportunity to celebrate the outstanding accomplishments of Chief Don Lombardi and reflect on his 14 years as the fire chief and his 34-year fire service career. We also get to celebrate Chief Jeremy Metz, his 28 years of outstanding service here at West Metro, and more importantly, the fact that as of today, he will be West Metro's new fire chief. During the ceremony, we will not only have the opportunity to celebrate these two really exceptional individuals, but we will also get to witness some ceremonial aspects of one chief transferring their command to another chief. Before we get rolling, we would like to thank and recognize the West Metro Board of Directors, West Metro Civil Service members, and the local, state, and federal officials, both elected and appointed, that are present here today. We would also like to recognize our business partners and law enforcement partners in attendance. Now, it's an honor for me to introduce one of our department chaplains, an exceptional person, Lieutenant Nick Zeman, to give the invocation. Well, good afternoon.
When Chief Armstrong called me and asked me to do the opening prayer for this ceremony, I started asking God what he wanted me to pray about. And almost immediately, I felt the Holy Spirit put one word consistently on my heart: wisdom. We live in a world that is full of data analysis and statistics and constant news feeds on our phone and varying expert opinions. Facts and information are everywhere. Knowledge is being aware of this information, even understanding it a little bit. But wisdom, true godly wisdom, comes from knowing how to apply that knowledge through sound judgment and discernment for the betterment of other people. There's a passage out of Proverbs 3 that says it much better than I can. It says, "Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who apply understanding, for wisdom is more profitable than silver and yields more return than gold. Nothing we desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand, and in her left hand are riches, blessings, and honor." In a moment, I'm going to ask everyone to join me in prayer. And for those of you who share my faith, I'm not asking you to just pray right now. I'm asking you to praise God for the wisdom that we have had and pray for the wisdom that we need for this future generation, next month, next year, and for the years ahead. So please join me in prayer. God, today is a good day. God, I praise you for your presence here right now and for your hand over this community. God, we thank you for the leadership that Chief Lombardi has provided this organization, for his passion and his persistence, not only to this profession, but to this entire community. God, we thank you for giving him the clarity of vision and the wisdom to help form this family into what it is today. And God, we lift up Chief Metz as he steps into this new role of fire chief. God, I ask that you help him to continue to seek wisdom every day. God, help him to not only understand all of the issues that will inevitably arise, but we ask that you make his path clear and give him wisdom on how to implement policies. God, give him and all the leadership here at West Metro strength and endurance in the years ahead. And God, help everyone here today, myself included, to be men and women of passion and not passivity. Help each of us to place relationships over our own recognition, and help us to value wisdom more than wealth. Amen.
Next, I'd like to introduce the President of the West Metro Board of Directors, President Bill Clayton.
Thought I'd get some applause. It didn't work. Thanks, everybody, for being here. This is a monumental occasion. I've rewritten my speech about 20 times. I came from a law enforcement background, spent 30 years, and I was thinking driving over here, one thing I have to say about fire, I got a lot of things I could say, but one thing I do have to say is you guys know how to do a ceremony. I remember when my last day on the job after 30 years, they said, throw your keys on the desk and kick me in the rear end as I went out the door. So you guys from law enforcement understand that. So it is a great day, and I really consider it an honor to be here. So first, I'd like to introduce to you the Board of Directors for the West Metro Fire Board. Vice President is Ms. Carolyn Wolfram. The Treasurer is Ms. Amira Waters. Then we have the Secretary, Mr. Don Sherman. I think Steve's here. You here? Steve's in the back row. New Director, Mr. Steve Hare. And is Mike Williams here? Guess he didn't make it. Lastly, but not least, only because his last name begins with Z, is our new member who you all know, Joe Zimmerman. Thank you all for your service. We are here today to transfer command to the West Metro Fire District, a process that began nearly 5 years ago when Chief Lombardi decided he was in the descent of his career. This signifies a period of transition and renewed commitment to our members and the community we serve. On behalf of the Board of Directors and nearly 3,000 citizens at the district, I would like to express our gratitude to Chief Lombardi for his 34 years of dedicated service to what is, in my mind, for you others that are here, the finest fire district in the state of Colorado. We also extend special thanks to Chief Lombardi's family, his wife Vicki, his children who I met this morning, whose contributions and sacrifices have allowed Chief Lombardi to thrive in this organization. He was able to dedicate significant amount of time away from his family to tend to the responsibilities and trust to manage his fire department, contributed to his effectiveness in the role, and facilitated this organization's progress. I've known Chief Lombardi for nearly 20 years. We started together at the Capitol. He was the president of Colorado State Fire Chiefs, and at the time I had retired from the police department and started a lobbying business, and the State Fire Chiefs was one of my clients. And we spent many nights at the Capitol lamenting about, sorry, Representative Pedersen, the legislators and their lack of understanding of the fire service. But for the most part, we stress the importance of funding for fire service, which continues to be a serious issue, one that Chief Lombardi has actually fallen on the axe over numerous times. The very last time we were down there, I recall, we knew we were going to get our hat handed to us about them cutting our property tax, and he used to always ask me, as did Gary Breeze, do you want me to tell him the truth, or how do you want me to do this? I told him, just, this is your last go, so give it to him good. And he did. He did. Of course, we didn't get any money, but you know, choosing a career in public safety is not a job, it's a calling. For people that have regular jobs, they don't understand what makes up these people. Making a decision to serve a community and operate in a demanding environment represents a considerable professional commitment. Public safety workers often work on holidays, miss family events, rely on strong support from their families to do so. Running towards emergencies is not just a job, it defines who they are. We're here today seated behind what is Colorado Task Force 1. I saw him earlier. Chief Hazeltine, are you somewhere here? Or would you stand up, please? West Metro is proud to be the sponsoring agency for this elite group of dedicated personnel from all over the state. These members, led by newly appointed Deputy Chief Steve Hazeltine, who's here today, just returned from nearly a month-long deployment to the ravished areas of Kerrville, Texas, assisting with search and recovery efforts for over 100 victims of a terrible flood. They worked tirelessly with no time off in very difficult conditions and have made us all very, very proud of their work. Thank you, Chief Hazeltine, and to all the members of the task force. To the members of the Fire District, your dedication, professionalism, and compassion define West Metro's excellence. We are deeply grateful to the leaders who have shaped this organization's legacy. Chief Lombardi's leadership, wellness programs were developed that have become models on a national and international level, with innovative advances in critical areas such as cancer and cardiac screening, as well as mental health services. The transition began 5 years ago to equip the senior leaders with the skills and knowledge needed to move this organization forward. Chief Lombardi's dedication enabled an efficient transition. We wish him well in his next chapter and hope his wife Vicki doesn't kick him out of the house too fast. Although I'm talking to her, I'm pretty sure that'll happen. Also, I spent a little time, met his son Jared today, and we talked about him getting in the wrong line, and he's a firefighter instead of a law enforcement officer, but it's probably time for him to correct that. But, the phrase, well done, good and faithful servant, aptly applies to Chief Lombardi for all these years of service. Our board aimed for a fair, transparent process selecting a new chief. Thanks to Don Sherman for leading that search committee, for our former president, Jerry Castle, for installing the process. After 18 months of meetings, we chose the top candidate from our qualified internal staff. The entire board participated with input from our community partners from Lakewood, Colorado Professional Firefighters Local 1309 leadership, and Chief Lombardi. Adele Reister, who is here today, our legal counsel, kept Don and I on the rails and not going off on a path that would take us in the wrong place with all the new laws about how we have to pick a chief. So thanks, Adele, for keeping us on the rails so we didn't get sued. Also, our Secretary, Jennifer Wheaton, who has always been there for us. She was very helpful in providing us significant support and ensuring the selection process was both fair and efficient. In recent years, the board has had the honor of collaborating with Chief Metz. He has the capabilities required to guide this organization forward. In his 33-year career, Chief Metz has shown a strong commitment to the health and safety of this organization's 450 members. He prioritizes resources and support for first responders and influences West Metro's focus on mental and physical health. A dedicated family man, he balances personal and work life effectively. The board looks forward to collaborating with Chief Metz to advance this organization. Balancing West Metro's evolving needs and financial challenges requires prudent decisions, investment in staff, and dedication to our mission. Chief Metz, as demands for public safety increase, we will adapt through our core values, partnerships, culture, and personnel to lead and respond effectively. I say to the 450 members of the department, both line and staff, you embody the core of the mission. Your dedication, commitment, and professionalism are the driving forces behind our success, and we extend our deepest appreciation for your services. The trust bestowed upon us in public office is sustained through our daily practices of transparency, consistency, and sound governance. As the board of directors, we maintain our duty to the citizens and support first responders. The change of command ceremony symbolizes a continuation of the established values that have led our organization and accomplishments. We appreciate your presence here today, your confidence in the department, your dedication to the collective advancements of the future of West Metro Fire. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce West Metro Local 1309 President, Captain Mike Mulcahy.
Good afternoon. What an honor it is to stand before you today for this important occasion. The ceremony marks more than a change in leadership. It represents continuity, tradition, and unwavering commitment West Metro has and will continue to have in the public service. It's time to honor the legacy of those chiefs who have led before us while embracing the vision of the chief who will lead us into the future. To Chief Lombardi, thank you. Under your command, West Metro has had many highs and our fair share of lows. You have navigated through them while upholding the highest standards of excellence and professionalism. Your dedication, your calm in crisis, and your tireless efforts have left an indelible mark on this department and on the lives of those we serve. You not only responded to emergencies, you built leaders, and you fostered relationships with a focus on collaboration. Thank you. Thank you for your mentorship, your leadership, and most importantly, your friendship. I'll always have an empty bar stool at the View House with a 90 shilling waiting for you whenever you want. As we transfer command today, we look to the future with confidence. To Chief Metz, we welcome your leadership. You take over at a time of great opportunity and responsibility, but you do so with the strength of a team that stands ready, trained, prepared, and proud. We are confident in your vision and your ability to guide this department into the next chapter. Let us remember the leadership at West Metro Fire Rescue is not about rank or authority. It's about service and the ability to inspire others in difficult times. So today, as we witness the transfer of command, let us remember the shared mission, a commitment to protecting the community's quality of life through prevention, preparedness, and an all-hazards response. Mission first. May both of you, outgoing and incoming, carry with you the respect and trust of your West Metro professional firefighters and the West Metro Fire family. Thank you.
We are certainly honored to have former International Association of Fire Chiefs Executive Director and former Colorado State Fire Chiefs Director, Gary Breeze.
Good afternoon. Congratulations, Chief Metz. I'd like to share some personal comments and observations about Don. Chief Lombardi, a different vision of you exists in the minds of everyone who knows you. Most here know you as fire chief. Some know you as a so-so golfer. And a few know you as a husband, partner, father, father-in-law, and now grandfather. I know you as a mentor. As both the former executive director of the Colorado State Fire Chiefs and previously as the executive director of the International Association of Fire Chiefs, and as the regional administrator for Region 8 here in Denver for FEMA, I've had the opportunity to interact with literally thousands of chief fire officers across the United States and even internationally for more than 40 years. Don, you are one of the few who stand out. You coach and lead with exceptional skill and diplomacy. You've demonstrated time and time again good judgment and excellent communication skills. And you are an extremely reliable and dedicated individual and an outstanding chief fire officer and chief of department. Chief Lombardi is one of the few fire chiefs who have served in several national and international visible positions to represent both the nation's and Colorado's fire chief and fire service. I've watched Don practice the essential characteristics of leaders, exhibiting integrity, collaboration, vision, and inclusiveness. You have self-confidence and humility. He demonstrates excellent leadership and communication skills when faced with challenging situations. He's honest, ethical, reliable, and dedicated. He's shown an exceptional ability to understand and navigate complex and often highly politicized situations to find viable solutions that are in the best interest of both the citizens and the firefighters. He recognizes that the service delivery to the citizens is empowered by the lowest level in the fire department, the company officers and the firefighters. And he supports firefighters to fulfill this mission. He also understands the need, as you just heard, for strong labor management relations in both career and combination fire department, and has been called upon by peer fire chiefs to assist in the development of their labor management relations. He's not only provided support in the state of Colorado, but also directly working with the International Association of Fire Chiefs on a national level. He worked to have the Colorado Professional Firefighters and the Colorado Division of Fire Prevention and Control and the Colorado State Fire Chiefs jointly co-sponsor the annual Colorado Fire Leadership Challenge Conference. It's important to understand that the Colorado Fire Leadership Conference is the only state in the nation that co-sponsors between state fire chiefs, the State Firefighter Union, and the State Division of Fire Prevention and Control. He has masterfully navigated the complexities and interorganizational relations from his own fire district's board of directors to the Denver Metro Chiefs, the Colorado State Fire Chiefs, the International Association of Fire Chiefs, the National Fire Protection Association, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. His work and vision for more than 20 years as a member of the Colorado State Fire Chiefs, the Board of Directors, the Executive Committee, and President helped move the Colorado State Fire Chiefs to the forefront of state fire chiefs organizations across the nation. Importantly, he has shared the experience of West Metro and Colorado with the National and International Fire Service, with his participation in organizations such as the Coordinating Committee of FEMA for the National Urban Search and Rescue Program, and certainly Task Force 1, the United States Fire Administration, the Metropolitan Fire Chiefs Association, which is the 125 largest fire departments in the world, the Chief Fire Officers Association of the United Kingdom, the Federation of European Fire Officers. In 2014, in 2014, the Colorado Firefighter Benefits Trust was created by the Colorado legislature and signed into law by Governor Hickenlooper. This law mandated fire agencies provide heart and circulatory malfunction coverage for firefighters. And the trust was established for fire departments to meet this requirement and provide these benefits to firefighters. Cancer was included in the Firefighter Heart and Cancer Benefits Trust in 2017, when Senate Bill 17214 was passed. This bill allowed fire departments to opt in to the Trust's cancer program as an alternative to workers' comp for cancer claims. Initially, the program covered 5 types of cancers common in men. But in 2021, they added breast cancer coverage, and later additions included thyroid cancer and lung cancer. Behavioral health was officially added to the trust in February 2023 to support the well-being of Colorado firefighters. Support's provided for behavioral health treatments, therapy, and PTSD counseling, and includes coverage for spouses and children of firefighters in certain cases. A person's legacy is the long-lasting impact that they have on the world where they work and live, extending beyond their physical presence. It's the values they upheld and the mark they leave on others and future generations. Ultimately, it is about how they will be remembered and the positive influence they had. The creation of the Colorado Firefighter Heart, Cancer, and Behavioral Health Benefits Trust is, in my opinion, the most significant legacy of Chief Don Lombardi. There is no, please. There is no greater calling than to serve and protect. There is no greater contribution than to help others succeed. There is no greater satisfaction than having done both of those things well. In the Navy and the Marine Corps, the term Bravo Zulu means well done and is used to congratulate and compliment colleagues for outstanding performance. Don, my message to you as you sign off your fire department radio and move toward retirement is Bravo Zulu, well done, my friend.
Okay, we are also very honored to have U.S. Representative Brittany Pedersen providing a presentation of congressional record.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. It is so good to be here in Colorado and here in my community instead of Washington, D.C. But it is such a privilege to be here to honor Chief Lombardi, as well as welcome Chief Jeremy Metz. We're so lucky to have you. And as a lifelong resident of Jefferson County, I've always had deep respect for the men and women who serve our community. And that respect grows when I look at the leaders on this stage and the people in this room. I also have a brother who's a firefighter, and I know what this job entails and how deep the meaning in this job that you do every day. And so I want to thank everybody who serves in our community, who's here with us today. Thank you for your service. And I have the opportunity to present 2 congressional records. Thank you for saying hello. One for Chief Lombardi to recognize his decades of public service, and as you've heard already, he's served a total of 34 years here in this community. And I had the opportunity to connect with his daughter, and she said when she was 1, they actually, this is where his job started, was in this room when he was officially sworn in. And so how amazing to be here 34 years later. I also have another for incoming Chief Metz to congratulate him on his new role. So what a congressional record is it's an official record of Congress. And it documents debates, votes, and significant announcements, and it recognizes citizens across the country to be preserved throughout time. And it's a privilege to use this tool to honor public servants like Don and Jeremy, preserving their milestones and service in our nation's permanent history. And so first, Don Lombardi, who I've had the opportunity to work alongside with. I served in the legislature for 10 years before going to Congress, and I can tell you I miss the state legislature a lot these days. But he always approached his work in a nonpartisan way, advocating for the health and well-being of firefighters, for the well-being of our constituents and community, and he brought the way that he approached his work was to bring people along who might not agree with him, and to change hearts and minds by showing up, telling the stories of all of you, and bringing a face to the people that he was advocating for. He's set a remarkable standard, and I had when I was in the legislature, he was part of improving the presumptive cancer law for firefighters. I was able to vote and help pass that bill as well, and I know what a huge difference that's made, not just here, but to our firefighters across Colorado. Making sure that if they have cancer, that they were going to be taken care of, and it was presumed that they got cancer on the job. That was not the case. I was shocked when I was a legislator to learn that was not the case before they changed this law. So with his leadership, they were able to modernize that. He also fought to prioritize mental health for his firefighters in funding. While I know that it has been a challenging time to get the funds necessary, he has been a fierce advocate to make sure that our firefighters are taken care of, not just physically, but for their behavioral health needs as well. So I'm honored to enter his legacy into the congressional record, and congratulations on your well-deserved retirement. And we are also all here today to celebrate Jeremy Metz, who's going to take the reins. He has served West Metro Fire for over 27 years, dedicated his entire life to public service. Chief Metz, you are inheriting an organization that's strong, forward-thinking, and deeply connected to the community. And I'm a resident here. My 2 boys are going to grow up here, and I feel secure knowing that you're going to be in charge. And thank you for your commitment to our safety. Congratulations on this amazing achievement. right, and on behalf of the people of Colorado's 7th Congressional District, thank you both for your service to our community, and to all of you in West Metro for the work you do every day. Because of you, we are stronger and safer. Thank you all so much.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce State Representative Sheila Leader of House District 28.
All right, just not quite that tall. Pretty impressive. I got to work with Chief Lombardi, especially a lot this last session. And it was an amazing experience. He's very intelligent, and he represents you well down there. So in recognition of his devoted 34 years of service to Colorado, thank you for your service, your wisdom, your unwavering dedication to our community. Your leadership will be greatly missed, but your influence will continue to inspire us all. Colorado has one of the most effective systems for fire response in the country, thanks to the efforts of leaders like Chief Lombardi, whose career has been marked by visionary leadership, a commitment to the safety and well-being of his team, and a dedication to the citizens he serves. My community, I don't live far from here. With that, I'm going to present him with the Colorado state flag that was flown over the Colorado State Capitol today in honor of him, so you know where I was earlier, retrieving this flag. Now I'd be remiss if I did not honor the incoming fire chief that I'm sure I'll be working with shortly, by the end of the month. We won't talk about that special session. That's what I said when they said special session. So Fire Chief Jeremy Metz, soon to be. On behalf of my office and the Colorado General Assembly, I want to extend my congratulations on your appointment. As Fire Chief, your selection for this role speaks to your exemplary qualifications, leadership abilities, and dedication to public safety. My family also lives close by. This role carries a tremendous responsibility for protecting our community, our safety, our well-being, and I have every confidence that your experience, that's right, and dedication will serve our residents well as you lead the department through any unforeseen challenges, uncertainty, and opportunities ahead. Please know that my office will be here to support you and West Metro in any way we can, even though I had to work with that Clayton guy a couple times. Whether you need assistance navigating state regulations, securing funding, opportunities advocating for legislative changes that benefit first responders, or addressing any other concerns that arise, we are here as your partner in state government. Thank you for your service to our community. I look forward to working with you to ensure our fire department has the resources and support it needs to keep our citizens safe. On behalf, I present you with the gold seal letter and my card with my cell phone on it in case you need something. Thank you so much.
West Metro Honor Guard will now celebrate the career and retirement of Chief Don Lombardi with a flag ceremony.
Detail. Halt. Right. Haste. Prepare to present the colors. Sit. Chief Don Lombardi, front and center. This flag was flown today on the flagpole at admin for 34 minutes, 1 minute for every year of service to the citizens, districts, and members of West Metro. Therefore, we would like to present you with the flag that flew over your last assignment on the last shift of your career. We hope that whenever you look at it, you are reminded of today, your career, and look back fondly on the impact you have had on this community. Present. Detail. Present. Arms. Quarter. Arms. Left. Face. All right. Face.
Presenting Chief Lombardi's axe will be Deputy Chief Metz.
changed it. The men and women of today's fire service are confronted with a more dangerous work environment than ever before. We are forced to continually change our strategies and tactics to accomplish our tasks. Our methods may change, but our goals remain the same as they were in the past, to save lives and protect property, sometimes at a terrible cost. This is what we do. This is our chosen profession. This is the tradition of the firefighter. The fire service of today is ever-changing, but steeped in tradition 200 years old. One such tradition is the sound of a bell. In the past, as the firefighters begin their tour of duty, it was the bell that signaled the beginning of that day's shift. Throughout the day and night, each alarm was sounded by a bell which summoned these brave souls to fight fires and place their lives in jeopardy for the good of their fellow citizens. And when the fire was out and the alarm had come to an end, it was the bell that signaled to all the completion of that call. We utilize these traditions as symbols which reflect honor and respect on those who have given so much and have served so well. Another such tradition in which West Metro, Lakewood, Bancroft, and Wheat Ridge Fire Departments all participate was the use of 10 codes as a form of communication. These codes were used by dispatchers and line personnel to communicate such messages as en route, on scene, clear and available, and in quarters. 1042 was the code that was used to signify that it was time for the end of that day's tour. Their relief was in place, and they could comfortably leave their position and head on home to recover from their hard work and spend time with their families and friends. And so, to combine these traditions and send our brother Chief Don Lombardi home at the end of his tour of duty after 34 years of service with West Metro Fire and Bancroft, right? Lakewood. And Lakewood Bancroft. We proudly ring you out as 1042. Your tour is complete. Your job is well done. Thank you for your devotion, leadership, service, and friendship. All uniformed personnel, hut 10, hut. Present horns. Order horns. Chief Lombardi, you're officially out of service. Congratulations.
Is it good? You want to start? You guys ready to sit down? You sit down. Okay, sorry. Thanks everybody for coming today. 14 years as a fire chief. Wow. I feel like this is a little bit like an episode of This Is Your Life. And for those of you who don't know, that's a old television show that went over your life. That's the name. Can't tell you how special this is that you're all here. And if you look around at everybody here, this is the results of what collaboration and building relationships looks like. Everybody here, either through efforts that we've done at West Metro, things that Jeremy has done, things that I've done, things that we've all done. This is truly a collection of that collaboration. And typically when I get up here to speak, I always save the best for last. But I feel like I'm going to flip it this time. So I hope I make it through all this. I want to thank, let me back up. As a fire chief and folks that are chiefs in here, you'll get this. You don't do this alone.
you have a significant other or a spouse that you have that is the unofficial fire chief. And I have that, and my wife, Vicki. She's been with me 37, is it 37? 37 years, wonderful years. And I say the unofficial fire chief because she takes on everything that I take on. And she hurts when I hurt. And she's happier than when I'm happy. And when you talk about the fiercest cheerleader for this organization, I don't hold a candle to her. She loves all of our members deeply, and she cares so much about them. And when I'm frustrated, or if there's something going on from a perspective of our firefighters, she's championing for them. She loves this place. And I couldn't think of any better partner to go through this with, to make me what I am today as the fire chief. And you saw all those really super cool and neat accolades that others, that's because of her. So would you all join me in thanking her? And so, to continue on with my family, I want to thank my kids. They're not kids anymore. I guess I can't kind of call it kids. My daughter, Jordan, and my son, Jared, they're just outstanding. They make me so proud. And their spouses, Tony and Jasmine, if Vicki and I had to go out and pick somebody for them, we couldn't have picked better partners for them. We just love them so much. And then for some odd reason, they gave us these two little grandkids that are about the cutest things I think ever in the world. So, and our sweet little Avery, hi Avery. We have this thing when we were in Mexico, we would go like this, bop. And she likes doing that. Can you say bop? Now she's not. And then sweet Nico back there, I think he's the biggest charmer in the world. So my kids, and you talk about, and our organization has talked for a long time about what's your why. And my why isn't that, my family. And more so my kids. When I say my whole family, what I mean by my kids more so is I just wanted to make them proud. I wanted them to look at me and be proud of who I am, what I did, and how I did it. So I hope I made you all proud. So I've got a few other things here, and my friend, we laugh, but we call each other our brother and sister. My friend Lori Moore Merrill, and I'll look over to my true brother Mike Vernier. I trust you, I will land the plane. So I want to thank all the friends that are here, and I think that's 99.9% of you all that I call my friends. I grew up with a lot of you. We travel a lot together. We laugh a lot together. We yell across the street to each other. Thanks for supporting us and our family as we go through all of this. It means a lot. And then there's a lot of out-of-towners here as well that came to celebrate this retirement and Jeremy being named the next fire chief. And folks, if you know who these people are, they're like the Mount Rushmore of the fire service. I mean, I am just in awe of who they are. We've got 2 former fire administrators here. We've got a FEMA administrator here. We've got executive directors here. We've got, I don't know what the heck Tom Jenkins is called today, but he's that. And then We've got fire chiefs here that are people that I wish when I grew up I could be half of who they are, and I look to my friend Ernie Malone for that. And Bob Norton's here, who really helped us at West Metro quite a bit from a leadership perspective. And so I thank you all for being here for that. They've all been mentors to me, but more so, they've been really super good friends. And so I thank you all for that. To all of our elected officials and partners that are here, our city folks, thanks so much. As West Metro is a special district, we overlay municipalities. And like in Denver, where the city and county of Denver has Denver Fire Department, that we aren't part of any city. Yet we work really hard to collaborate with them all to make sure that we are partners in everything that we do. And so I appreciate all of the things that you all have done to allow us to be that partner, because when we look at our citizens, there's no Lakewood citizens and there's no West Metro citizens, there are citizens, or you look at Jefferson County or whatever it might be. So thank you very much for that. And then I want to thank all of my fellow chiefs from Colorado State Fire Chiefs that are here. My gosh, Gary, when he talked about that, we are the premier state for the fire service. People look to us for what we do, and that's because of all of you. The leadership that's in this room from a fire perspective is so over the top, is so outstanding, is so good, that it makes me proud to be a part of them. And you look at the leadership that's coming up, that they've had a lot of good examples of what leadership looks like, from our friend Gordy Olson, or from Gary Brees, or when you look at John Bales. There's a lot of good folks in here that we all looked up to as we move through our positions in the fire service. And that's what makes Colorado State Fire Service so good. And then our friends at CPFF, Colorado Professional Firefighters. I look at Mike Rogers and him and I, you heard a lot about our Heart and Cancer Trust, and then you look at a lot at what we did from mental wellness. That would have never happened if it wasn't for that man. Mike was the head of the state firefighters. I went to him with this crazy idea, and for some odd reason he bit. And that's how we put together the Heart Trust and then the Cancer Trust, and they had a good deal with the Cancer Trust going on. And in turn, he believed that we could do better. And so I share all those accolades with Mike Rogers and what he did and his visions that he had. So thank you, Mike. Another big part of what we do at West Metro and our relationships truly is our vendors. And that's, you might say, why your vendors? We have to ensure that we have the best equipment, the best trucks, the best everything of all those things. We have to have the best. And then as a fire chief, I have to make sure that I get those at a price that I can make sure that we can afford and continue to do the services that we do from a sustainability standpoint. And so we have to partner with our vendors to make sure these things happen and happen correctly. And so I look at our friends that helped us through all of this, and when I ask them to be a part of West Metro and to service us from West Metro, I say, you are now part of our family. I want you to treat it as such. And what they didn't understand is said, we're not a dollars and cents business. We are built on relationships. And so where I have to make a dollar, I don't. So we're gonna build our relationship off of trust. And I look at my friend Kenny Bush, him and I, when I was a snot-nosed lieutenant out of Station 1 and then became a captain at Station 12, he was starting up in his business, and for some odd reason we clicked, and we now, I think, enjoy so many of the best things and pricing and everything like that, but more so the service and then the relationship that we have with that. And he's handed that off to Chris Chambers as well. I see my friend Mike Blackburn, who understood what all that meant as well. Brad Watson, and Brad's like the for 3M, which is our air packs. He's like I think the earthly, is he like the galaxy leader, something on that order? But why I talk about this is because of building these relationships and developing these relationships are very, very important. And they feel as much as part of West Metro as our members do. And they have to understand all of that. And they do. And in turn, then we can provide the best service to our citizens. It's not rocket surgery. It's very simple. That it makes sense that way. And so I also want to thank our board of directors, all of you, past and present. Thanks for taking a chance on me. Randy McConnell and Pam Feely and Manny Chavez, they worked really hard and said, yeah, you're going to be our next fire chief. And I appreciate that trust. We were in a place where I think all of us, it all kind of lined up correctly, and they were really the instigators to get me to where I am today. And then you look at our current board members, and I have to tell you that what you all done and allowed me to do is what makes all of this great. As the leadership for our organization, and how you allow us to do what we need to do, and the trust you've given us, again, the relationships that we develop mean so much to me. So thank you very much for that. I want to thank my chiefs, all of them. You all really are the backbone of what West Metro does and how we do it. It's not a secret. When I first became the fire chief, we really put an effort on developing our chiefs and having them understand and regain their leadership position within the organization. And they did that plus. They are an outstanding group. They understand the mission. For those of you that read the book, Good to Great, when you talk about the flywheel concept, I felt like when I first became the fire chief that I was pushing this flywheel by myself. And then I look over and I see Dan Fana still pushing as hard as I am, or Gary Armstrong pushing a little bit harder. Or I look over and we have one of our firefighters pushing really, really hard. And that's when I know that I don't have to run and carry the ball all the time, that now we have so much leadership within our organization that they're the ones that carry the ball. They're the ones that take it on. They're the ones that believe in what we do. And that's really the magic of what we've done here at West Metro, is this empowerment. I do want to especially note my command staffs. I think I've really only had 2 since I've been, I'm not going to count the third one because that's more Jeremy's, so is that okay? So my command staff, that's my crew. So as a fire chief, I have direct reports, the Deputy Chief of Operations, Deputy Chief of Life Safety, and the Deputy Chief of Administration. And so our first command staff, people thought, when I named all these folks, they looked at me and said, huh? You're putting all these people, trust me. I may not be the brightest bulb in the pack, but I know people. And I knew this group would work really well together. And Mark Kraft, my gosh, he had the hardest job, I think, out of all of it, because he took my job as the admin chief. And so he had to follow me. Not that that was a hard thing, but he felt like I knew everything and would tell him what to do and stuff. And thank God I didn't, because he was much, much smarter than I was and very much committed to that. And Bruce Krall, as our life safety chief, he really wanted to be the operations chief so bad he couldn't even see straight. And when I talked to him and I said, Bruce, I really need you over here. I think that you'll do well over here. And he believed in what I had to say. He trusted me. And he said, okay, Don, I'll do that. I'll take that on. And I promised to him, I said, Bruce, I promise you, you'll have a say in the organization. And that man came guns blazing. And I thank him for that. He kept me on a path, and he made me think, like my friend Dave Abink, he made me think about so many different things that I never would have thought of. And we clicked. And then my operations chief, Scott Rogers, him and I grew up together. And so when I went to him and I said, Buck, that's still Scott, we call him Buck. But I said, Buck, I need you to come in and be the operations chief. And at the time, he had been our local president, but he had more leadership and more experiences than any of us. And I asked him, I said, I need you to come in and I need you to help me so that I go down the right path. And I went to Scott and I said, Scott, we got to right this ship. Buck, I think we righted the ship, huh? And I appreciate that. And Buck's been with me for a long, long time, and I got to tell you, he did his work, and he made me do so much better because of his standards and what he did. And I couldn't have a better navigator to help me through that, so thanks, Buck. And then my second command staff was a totally different group, and I told them, I said, look, I need you all to come in and be part of my crew, and I need to trust you all implicitly. And this group was totally different than my first command staff. And so when I look at them, and I had Chief Van Still come in as the operations chief, and I had Chief Kirkpatrick come in, and Chief Metz come in, I knew that it was my time to go. Not then, but that we were in good hands organizationally. Because that team there was thinking so much further ahead than I was, and was at such a different level than we'd had before. And the service that we provided and how we took care of our folks was really super good before that. But they come in and we went from here to here. It was off the charts. And so I thank them so much for what they did in taking it on. And people say to me, they go, are you bummed about leaving? I said, absolutely not. I am so excited I can't even see straight that this is the time for me to leave. Chief Metz taking over, I can't think of a better leader for this organization, because he understands everything we went through to get to this point, and now he's going to take us from this point and go up here. I have so much confidence in him. I have so much faith in him, and the organization is going to be that much better. So when we talk about West Metro Fire Rescue, and that we have a lot of best practices, and that we do things, we talk internally about that. Jeremy lives that and expects that and demands that, and our folks are ready to give that back to him. So I'm so excited for them. I want to talk really quick about my local. It's a special relationship. My friend Shorty Bryson here, probably the foremost leader in labor management relations in the United States, in fire labor management relations. And when him and I got together and we were talking, I think we were on the way to a golf course, or we were watching something, I don't know. We talked, and he finally looked at me and says, I love you. He goes, you get it, you understand, you get what labor management is about, and you understand how it is to care about your people. And the relationships that we've had, and Mike McKay and I have had an outstanding relationship in his e-board, and I look at Reed Norwood, and they believe in this organization so much. And we have never ever done this to get where we need to be. We collaborate on everything. I'm still the fire chief. I still make those decisions. But they help me and they help shape me what I do today. And we do that constantly. And so for fire chiefs in here, please, please sit down with your local and listen to them. They don't want to be the fire chief. They just want to have a say in what they're doing. And then I want to talk about, and if I get through this, I'll be lucky. Michael Fernier. Mike and I grew up together as the admin chief and him starting out as the union president. So we were kind of forced together at that point. And the admin chief here, one of the responsibilities is that we take on discipline. And so Mike and I quickly developed a close relationship based off of discipline. And I think there was even a time where you yelled at me and you said I'll never be your fire chief. So I had to prove you wrong. Mike and I, we never had an outwardly facing contentious relationship. But as Tammy, his sweet wife, and my sweet wife will tell you, they knew that we would, behind closed doors, talk very loudly with each other. But Mike loved this place as much as I did, if not more. And he cared about this place and our folks as much as I did, if not more. And so as we went through, we realized we are trying to get to the same place. And so we figured rather than trying to yell really loud at each other, that we would work together. And we did. And our relationship that we've had local presidents and fire chiefs come up to us and say, we want what you guys want, or had. And I said, you can't do that. And they go, why not? I said, you have to take so much time to get before this to get to this point. It's not instant. And I told everybody, and I tell this to Mike, and we were at a class that Pam Feely was teaching at Metro, and we told them this class that's learning about public administration. And I said, this is like a marriage. Mike and I are like we're married. We fight. Sometimes he gives 110% and I give 20% and vice versa. But we don't ever get to walk away from each other because that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. And so by our relationship and that we built that trust and that respect for each other, and people go, as we were growing up together, they say, oh, you're in bed with them. I go, you're damn right I am in bed with them, for all the right reasons. We get things done here. We do it in the name of our membership. We do it in the name of our citizens, and we do it in the name of our organization, of what's best. And I owe that man so much. And I love you more than you know. So if you all would give me just a sec, I want to talk to my West Metro family. So proud of you. When I became the fire chief, I thought then I had to think of something very profound to say to look like I deserve this position about what our vision was. People go, what's our vision? What's our vision? And I said, God, I didn't even know what a vision was. And I said, you know what we're going to do? I said, how about this? I said, let's provide the very best service to our citizens, no matter what, all the time. And that was really it. I thought I'd be really cool and profound, and it really wasn't. But you all not only took that challenge on, you met that challenge, but you always exceeded that challenge. Always exceeded that. I tell people away from here that how great you all are, and I will stack you up against anyone. You're professional, you're trained, you're dedicated, you're committed, and you believe in what we do. And when I I think most everybody here, I'm your only fire chief that you've had. So when you went through the academy, when we talked, I said, welcome to our family. And I said, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Welcome to our family. We are a family here. That is the hallmark of West Metro Fire Rescue, that we have built a culture of family. Not a yucky family where we let things go or we put a blind eye to things, but one that loves each other and cares about each other and ensures that we do the things that we can do at our very best. And I say that you are now part of our family, and we are together in all of this. And when I talk about the oath that you're going to take, there's never a time frame in there. I said, we're going to be firefighters, from 9 to 5, and they all say, no, we're not. And I said, exactly. I said, this is not a job, and this is not a career. This is a lifestyle. This is who and what we are. When Vicki calls me up and says, hey, can you grab some milk on the way home? When I'm in my uniform, I'm still a firefighter, and people see me as a firefighter. The next day, on Saturday, when I'm in my community and all of my wonderful neighbors see me, I'm still that firefighter. I still have those ethics. I still have that oath that I've taken. I don't get to turn it on and off. And all of you at West Metro understand that. We've talked about that, where you all take that on, and you're firefighters all the time, and you take that responsibility on. And I talked to him and I say, maybe that, you may have chosen this path, but I said, maybe this path chose you. And I think certainly for me, it chose me. And then I talked to him about, and people in my organization know how important this is to me. But we talk about this badge and the importance of this badge. And this badge doesn't go to everyone. In fact, it doesn't go to our new recruits until they've gone through a rigorous training in an academy to get to a point. And we talk about the meaning of this badge and the oath that they take and what this represents to not only them, what it represents to their crew, what it represents to the rest of the fire district, but also their family at home and the community. That you promise to do the things that you say you're going to do. And this is very special. And I talk to them about choices we make. And I say, are the choices you're making, are they tarnishing the badge or are they shining the badge? And that's up to you to make. Are you going to tarnish or shine this badge? In West Metro Fire Rescue, I hope that I have shined the badge for you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Chief Lombardi. Now we're going to kind of change gears, and Board President Bill Clayton will be giving the oath of office to Chief Metz. Let me find it. I got a mic. Your mic, okay.
Guess this is it. Am I on? Okay. Guess this is it, huh? No point and no return.
No, sir.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Jeremy Metz,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the constitutions of the United States and the state of Colorado,
to support the constitutions of the United States and the state of Colorado,
and to uphold the rules and regulations of the West Metro Fire Protection District.
and to uphold the rules and regulations of the West Metro Fire Protection District.
I will faithfully perform
I will faithfully perform
the duties of fire
the
chief
duties of fire chief
and will serve all those in need
and will serve all those in need
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, buddy.
You guys want to just keep standing? Should we bring them up? Or do you want me to talk first? I'll go. Okay. It's traditional in the fire service, and certainly here at West Metro, for new firefighters and any promoted individuals to honor their loved ones who have supported them not only in their careers but in their lives by having them pin their badges on. This afternoon, both the Lombardi family, Vicki, Jordan, Jared, and the Metz family, Michelle, Chloe, and Colin, will all participate in this honor. For our friends not necessarily familiar with the fire service, we want you to know the significance of the bugle goes all the way back to the 1800s. It was well before anybody ever even thought of a radio, and really was used as an amplifier. And basically, it was for officers in charge to give directions on scene and shout out their commands. It really was considered a critical piece of equipment for command and control of any incident. Today is symbolic of an officer's rank. You'll see it on our collars. You'll see it on our helmet shields. Actually, you'll see it in a lot of different places, but just a number of bugles. Only one person has 5 bugles in any organization, and that is the fire chief. The passing of the bugle is symbolic of the transfer of command, where one chief is relieved of their duty and the other one takes on that leadership role.
In keeping with the tradition of the ringing of the bell in the fire service and the 10 codes used as forms of communication, we would like to ring in the new chief of the department. We have just used the 10 code 1042 to signify that a member's tour has ended and they are no longer in service. That was you. But as with all incidents in the fire service, someone must take over command. The transfer of the chief speaking bugle has been made. Command has been transferred, and now we will notify our members in our community that the transfer is complete with the tolling of the bell. We start our careers by being rung in as 1044. We end our careers by being rung out as 1042. The code to assume command is 10433. So please rise as we announce our new command has been assumed. All uniformed personnel, hut in, hut, present. Horns. Harder. Horns. Congratulations, Chief Jeremy Metz. Command has been transferred, and according to the Brunicinis, you can take it from here.
Oh, wow, this is amazing. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming. I know it's been said many times today, but you took time out of your day. It's very humbling for you, for us, for me, for you to be here. I have a lot of people here today that I need to thank. I thank all of you, but there are some things that I do want to acknowledge, some people in my life I want to acknowledge. First of all, our board of directors. I'm honored that you have chosen me and you've trusted me to lead this amazing organization. I hope that we continue to thrive and deliver exceptional service to our community. Thank you to our civil service committee members that you dedicate countless volunteer hours. You ensure that our promotional processes are fair and unbiased. Your community spirit and selfless efforts are greatly appreciated. To our local elected officials, our community leaders, I'm proud to work alongside you to ensure that our communities are safe and have adequate emergency resources to respond in their time of need. To our law enforcement, dispatch, neighboring fire department partners, we are all part of the emergency response network for our community, and I will continue to work hard to foster the relationships that have strengthened the response capabilities to our community and surrounding communities. Emergencies do not know borders, and we now more than ever need to work together to continue a shared commitment to our communities. To our union leaders, IFF Local 1309, President Mulcahy, and the rest of the E-Board, I look forward to working with you in the future to collaborate, to partner, and to lead us in the future. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my friends and family for your support that came today. It means a lot to me. To my mom, my dad, I thank you for your love and your encouragement, belief that I can achieve great things. To my wife, Michelle, daughter, Chloe, son, Colin, thank you for allowing me to grow professionally in the fire service. I know you've had to sacrifice spending time away. I've sacrificed spending time away from you, missing birthdays, missing anniversaries, sporting events. You've given me this gift to grow. Chloe, I'm so proud of you. You're working so hard. Colorado State University, go Rams. Engineering student, can't wait to see what you do in this world. Colin, we'll be dropping you off next week at college. Play baseball. Dodge City, go Conks. You can ask Colin about that later. Mr. President, can I have a day off next week, please? Okay, thank you. Very excited to see what you do in the future. You have everything just wide open in front of you. Michelle, you have sacrificed more than anyone I know. You've been my rock and my glue, and the glue that's kept the family running smoothly when I'm not around. For those of you that aren't aware of the fire service karma, anything that's going to happen in your house happens when you're on shift or away on travel. I don't know how many water heaters, broken water heaters she's had to deal with, but that's fire service karma. I also know that you've sacrificed professionally. Still, it's impressive that you've continued your passion to lead the forensic. You continue to lead the forensic nursing program at Denver Health, ensuring that victims of trauma, abuse, and violence receive the care that they need. Thank you for your love and support. To the Lombardi family, Don, Vicki, Jordan, Jared, I've looked up to you as to how to raise a family. The love and support you give each other is something I try to emulate in my own family. And Dawn, you've been my biggest mentor. You've encouraged me to go further than I ever thought for myself. Congratulations on your retirement. We often say that we're not going to build a statue when somebody retires from West Metro that's left a meaningful impact. You may be the exception. You have shaped this organization into what it is today through tough times and good. I hope as you start to enjoy your retirement, you look back proudly of your accomplishments. Most importantly, thank you for your friendship. Vicki, he's all yours now. I have to say a special thanks to my friends that have worked with developing PP standards in the fire service and moving the PP industry forward. Joe Arrington, San Antonio Fire Department, Scott Schuster, North Las Vegas Fire Rescue, I'm honored that you are here today. You guys have committed so much of your time to move and make firefighters safer. I also want to thank my friends in the PP industry that's here today. Your dedication and commitment to making firefighters safer is amazing. I really appreciate that. To everyone that's traveled and journeyed here today, thank you. Speaking of journeys, I want to share a little bit of my own journey in the fire service. When I was 19 years old, I walked into the recruiter's office at the Buckley Air National Guard Base in Aurora. My Uncle Chris traveled here from Texas to be with me, recommended the Guard to me for college tuition benefits. By the way, I never actually went to college the whole time I was in the Guard. Thanks a lot, Chris. I met with a recruiter that day, handed me a copy of the positions that were open for immediate assignment. The copy looked like it had been faxed and copied in 1980 Xerox copier about 30 times, could barely read it. I stared close to it, and there were 3 positions listed. 1, military police. 2, food services. 3, crash rescue firefighter. I quickly pondered each position. Military police. Never had the calling to serve in law enforcement growing up, nor never had a family connection. So this is really not an obvious choice for me. But today I deeply appreciate our law enforcement partners for their service to keep our residents and our responders safe in our community. 2, food services. Honestly, it was not in my wheelhouse. I think I barely could make a box of macaroni and cheese at 19. But as my life progressed, it really has become one of my greatest passions, cooking. Probably from the fire station, all those meals at the fire station. 3, crash rescue firefighter. Similar to police, I had no family connection to the fire service, did not know a firefighter, never really thought about it as an option for me. But I was intrigued, and the recruiter set up an observer day. for the next drill weekend for the unit. I showed up to the Buckley's Fire Station, and there I met the Guard Unit Fire Chief, Ken Harp. Thank you for coming today, Ken. Some may know this, but his son Brandon is a West Metro firefighter, so the legacy lives on. Anyways, during my observer weekend, I came instantly hooked. The apparatus and equipment were unlike anything I'd ever worked with. The people were so welcoming. They treated each other like family, worked together like a well-oiled machine. It was all so new and exciting, I couldn't wait as a 19-year-old to enlist, go to basic training in the Air Force Fire Academy. During my time as a firefighter in the Guard, the people I worked with allowed me literally to grow up in front of them, instilled a strong sense of discipline in me. I also learned that fire service demands a great deal of training and preparedness. We were able to secure an F-16 fighter jet solely to train on pilot rescue in case of a crash. I don't want to know how Chief Hart procured a $25 million F-16 solely for fire department use, but he was resourceful. We trained nonstop on that F-16 until we mastered pilot extrication. We maneuvered it time and time again until we got it down, record time. What this Guard instilled me was the strong sense of teamwork. Fire and emergency services is not an individual sport, it's a team sport. Together, we are stronger as a team. I want to take time to thank everyone from my Guard unit that came out today. Pix, Z, Harp, Mulligan, D. We had a lot of nicknames in the Guard, so very impressive careers that a lot of these folks have had. D is, she's been referred to before, Deanne Criswell, former FEMA director. Deanne and I enlisted in the Guard the same month. She got a head start on me, went to basic training before I did, got back in Fire Academy before I did. But I've been trying to keep up with her ever since my career. She retired from the Aurora Fire Department and continued her leadership in the federal system, becoming the FEMA director under President Biden. As it was already stated about the Colorado Task Force, proud to be the host agency for Colorado Task Force 1, one of 28 urban search and rescue teams in our country. I cannot believe our nation could be out with such a resource, a very important resource for us. I've seen her and former U.S. Fire Administrator Dr. Lori Moore Merrill here today have boots on the ground and support the response to some of our nation's most devastating events, such as the Lahaina fire and hurricanes Milton and Helene. Deanne, we're proud of everything that you've done. You've represented our unit and Colorado Fire Service very honorably. I also want to thank Chief Todd Holdsworth is here today, Fire Chief, East Grand Fire. East Grand protects Colorado mountain resort communities of Winter Park and Fraser. I had an opportunity to serve there as a volunteer and a resident firefighter, well as an EMT on Grand County EMS before coming here to West Metro. It's there where I learned how precious fire and emergency services can be to a community. There were times where one incident consumed all of the fire department's resources and the next fire truck was 30 minutes to an hour away. Not necessarily a problem we have here in the Front Range. There were times where there were no ambulances available in the whole county, leaving the community in a vulnerable position. Thank you, Chief Holdsworth, for showing me how to put service before yourself and what an honor it is to serve in a community. This is just a little glimpse of my journey in emergency services. It's unique to me, but everyone here that's dedicated their lives to public service has their own story, and thank you. I embrace your story. During my time here at West Metro, I've been honored to work alongside such incredible and dedicated people. It's where I have discovered my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to do, be right here, serving you, serving my community. I've had the opportunity to raise my family, work on some incredible teams with amazing people, embrace various leadership roles and challenges. In many ways, it feels like my journey here has just begun, and I'm excited for our future together. Recently, I had the opportunity to speak at our Fire Academy graduation, minister the oath of office like I just received for our newest firefighters. I told this story then, but I also think it fits now. Some of you have already heard it. As I was preparing my speech for the Fire Academy graduation, brought me back to my own Fire Academy graduation from the West Metro Fire Academy many years ago. The first fire chief, West Metro Fire Rescue, was George Goldbach. He came from the fire department in New York and spoke with a heavy New York accent, and I respected him greatly. As he was handing me my certificate that night on graduation and shook my hand, I leaned into him and said, "I won't let you down. I won't let you down." I didn't no way pre-plan this. I did not know where it came from. It just kind of emerged as he was shaking my hand. I've had many years to reflect on this, and I believe what I was trying to say to Chief Goldbach was that you can trust me. I will work hard, be prepared to serve the community in their time of need, and not let the community down. I never could have imagined on that night when Chief Goldbach swore me in that I would be standing on this stage today as West Metro's next fire chief. It's an honor to even place my name behind the likes of George Goldbach, Bob Brown, and Don Lombardi as fire chief of West Metro. To the men and women of West Metro Fire Rescue, this doesn't matter if you wear the badge or you're one of our incredibly dedicated civilian staff. As fire chief, I endeavor to serve you. You are the heart and soul of the organization that powers the commitment to our community to meet the high demands of our ever-evolving mission. Although the future is not always clear, we will continue to be resourceful and meet challenges head-on to execute our mission. I feel like there's a spotlight on me for some reason. We can do this. We can meet this challenge if we do it together. In closing, this is me leaning into you, telling you that I won't let you down. And I ask for the opportunity to earn your trust. I wanted to quickly thank everyone that made this possible: Jennifer, Kara, Chief Armstrong, Chief Jackson, Aaron, the Honor Guard, Colorado Emerald Society. Thank you for making this a very memorable event for me and Chief Lombardi. Thank you.
We're going to finish it up right here. We are in the home stretch. So, on behalf of the West Metro Fire Protection District, now retired Chief Don Lombardi, and our new Chief Jeremy Metz, I would like to thank you all for sharing in this celebration with us both live as well as remote. Following the retrieval of the colors, that will end the ceremony, and then we're going to have a reception. If you can see where the Honor Guard's getting ready to rock and roll, it's just on the other side of that wall. So that's where the reception will be. So when they're done, we'll go ahead and head over there. So now for all those who are able, please join me in standing for the retrieval of the colors.
All uniformed personnel, hut 10, hut, honor guard, pipe and drum, hut 10, hut, forward, march, left, left, left. Left, left, left. Help. 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 Detail. Halt. Honor guard. Present. Horns. Order. Horns. Prepare to retrieve the colors. retreat. Mark time, march, left, left, colors left, march.
Cast dangerous.
Forward, march. Detail, halt. Thanks for your help, Colorado Humor Society.